All right, so tomorrow, the Waynesville girls take on Summit Country Day. And this is going to be a totally different feel from what it was during the regular season, as y'all should probably already know, right? So there's no surefire plan to beat a team like that because Summit is an elite team. Not saying that Waynesville isn't, but Summit is a very elite team. They're from top to bottom. They're a very highly skilled team. So I'm just gonna I'm not gonna mince any words or anything like that. I'm just gonna put it, plainly, be as blunt as I can be. So for Waynesville to win this game, it's the most important thing, in my opinion, is shutting down their midfield against Marymount. The thing that bothered me was Waynesville wasn't making enough early stops, and Marymount was putting a ton of pressure on Waynesville's back line, putting a ton of pressure on the goalkeeper. Waynesville pulled out the victory, but, that game could have easily gone either way. So against Summit, it'll be really important to put your strength in the center of the field, in the midfield. And it's really, really important to shut down those wingers too. So you're going to need your best runners out on the wings that can patrol the sides of the field and keep those wingers in check, negate any service to the inside. You want to make this game as ugly as it can possibly get for those Summit girls. Because Summit, if you don't shut their midfield down, they start to unload on you. They have 2 or 3 different midfielders who are very good at possessing, distributing, and just being overall facilitators. They slow the game down and speed the game up at will. And if you're going to have a good game against them, you have to shut that down. You have to shut that down. The girls in the center of the field, you have to chase them off the ball. You have to force them to make quick decisions. You want them to play as sloppy as possible. And the most important thing, probably even more important than that, other than the most important thing offensively, I should say, is transitioning. Transitioning is one of the most basic aspects of a soccer game. But surprisingly, a lot of teams don't do it that well. And it's the teams that are very quick in transition that usually end up being the best soccer teams. What happens when your team is very slow in transition is you end up getting locked on your half of the field and you have trouble getting off of it. And so what happens is you'll end up playing a 40-minute half playing defense, which is extremely difficult and it's frustrating and tiring. So for that not to happen, when you girls make stops, you have to anticipate it. You have to be ready to go from defensive mode immediately into attack. And when I'm talking about fast transitions, none of that trotting or jogging up the field is going to work for you. You have to have sprinters. You have to take dominant position against this Summit team. Otherwise, they're going to run all over your midfield and put a ton of pressure on your back line, and eventually your goalkeeper is going to have her hands full. So to prevent that from happening, the 2 things, you need to make early stops in the center of the field, and that also goes with the transitioning. As soon as those stops are made, you need to be in transitioning mode. You need to be in attack mode. You have to kind of you want to mix up your attacks against these girls too. You don't want to be a one-dimensional team. You don't want to make it to where you're targeting a single attacker on your passes. You girls have to be active, stay on your toes and not your heels, not standing flat-footed, Everybody needs to be shifting on time, dropping, advancing on time. Everything has to be perfect if you're going to have a good game against these girls. Otherwise, they're going to run over you. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, and I'm not saying that Summit is going to win this game, but I am just saying, if you girls want to have the best possible game against that team, these are the things that need to be done. This is how you have to play them. Summit is a totally different team from the regular season versus the postseason into the tournament, because I mean, look at all of the championships they've won. Summit is a solid team all the time. So for what you girls need to really focus on is not getting caught dealing with their pressure. You have to focus on that. You can't be flustered out there against them. They'll start to pick you apart. So, whoever's on the field, you have to take your shots. If you have a 25-yarder and you're clear, you're open, take the shot. Take the shot, man. One odd goal in games like these can make all the difference. If you have a clear shot, take the shot. So many of you have that shot. Take it. Take it. If it's there for you, don't pass on it. Take it. Make that goalkeeper work. You know what I mean? Make her earn her minutes on the field. Work her out. I'm telling you. You want to try to get her tested out as soon as you get on the field. Like, if you have shots, take the shots. You want to come out as strong as you can. Take your shots. Test that keeper. Make her earn her keep. Literally. So, and I say that because when you girls show that you're willing to take those wild, unpredictable shots, it gives those keepers something extra to worry about. It gives the defenders something extra to worry about. So then you end up with defenders who come flying out to come and check you, and it leaves somebody else open because they're in panic mode. And that's what you want. That's what you want against this team. You want to take them out of their game as much as possible. That's how you win this game. Good luck, Waynesville. I'm going to be there to support you. I'm going to be loud about it, probably louder than I was at Marymount, because I'm going to have my voice. I haven't been yelling for the past few days, so I'll be good. So good luck to y'all. I'm really hoping y'all pull this out, man, because if you do, you're one step closer to state, and I can't wait to see. Like, Summit might be the toughest test that you have from here on out. Like, if you can beat Summit, I'll be honest, if you can beat Summit, you're in really good shape. You're more than likely can take this whole thing if you can beat Summit. So good luck to y'all. I'll be there to support.